Good evening, we are back. Terrell Thomas, and we're live as always every Thursday night here at the Live Hip Hop Daily Studios. And I'm tuned in right now, locked and loaded on a beautiful Thursday. The whole crew is in the building, of course. H is in the building. We got Steve in the building. B and Craig will join me shortly, but we got a special guest that we're going to bring directly into the show momentarily. A gentleman that I've known for some years now as I started my journey in the hip-hop journalism and media world. Was one of the first cats to reach out to me, and I was humbled then, because it's like, wow, this guy, he's been around for some time, a seasoned vet who has transformed into a legend in this game. And he's going to join us and talk a little music, talk a little sports, and it's going to be something great. It's always a pleasure to meet the brother and be around it. And we were together last night. He was in town for a dope listening session. Whenever the man calls, it's like, okay, I know something real going on, so let me pull up. We actually pulled up at Patchwork, check a cat out, KC and his project. He'll be coming real soon. But without any further ado, I'm going to welcome my brother, Mr. Shaheem Reid, on to the show with us tonight. How you feeling, man?
What's going on, my brother? How are you?
I'm great, man. First and foremost, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you joining and rocking with us tonight, man.
Nah, it's my pleasure, man. You know, let me tell the people first of all, man. Like, out of this, the wave of the journalist class that's, have come after me since my generation, and we still keeping it hot, but I just love, like, out of the younger cats, man. You my favorite. We can't play favorites, but I'm gonna say you my favorite, man, because for one, man, first of all, you just a great shining role model for black men, period. We see you with your family. We don't never hear about you getting into no trouble. Like, every time we see you, you conduct yourself properly. If it's a sports event, you'll have on the freshest sports gear. If it's a dress up event, you're gonna come dressed up how you supposed to. And I love seeing you roll with your family, man. Congratulations on your nuptials too. And then just from a business perspective, man, just to see the way you built your stuff from when we first met, when you was a super youngin' years ago, to now, man, at all of the events, Super Bowl, NBA All-Star, First Take, just doing all of these things on your own, following your dream, expanding from music into sports, man. I gotta commend you and say I'm very proud of you, brother.
Thank you, man. That means the world to me, dog. Coming up and watching you do your thing, it's always love to build with you, learn from you, watch you do what you do and whatnot. So that's real. That hits me hard, man. We gonna get into your story though. I want our audience to kind of know, about your story for those who are kind of novice and don't actually understand your journey. When did you fall in love with hip-hop, and how did you get involved in hip-hop journalism?
Man, I fell in love with hip-hop, right from the start, man. Like, I saw Rappers Delight on television. They played the music video, and I remember seeing the Message music video and hearing it on the radio. I come from New York City, which was the birthplace of hip hop, and in the early days when I was a little baby, man, just even going back further, man, like listening to, I heard it in the airport today. I heard it in Hartsville International Airport today. They was playing Tina Marie's Square Biz. My cousin Yvette, big music fan, probably like my biggest influence on music from an early age, because she was a teenager and she was always playing the hottest stuff on the stereo. That's when we had stereos back in the days, on the record player. And, Tina Marie Square Biz, you listen to that, Tina Marie is on there rapping. She's singing her butt off, but Tina Marie is on there rapping. So all of those influence, man, listening to Vincent Price, Thriller. Vincent Price is rapping on there. So hip hop been around us in all different type of forms. Blondie, who I had a crush on when I was just a little toddler, man. I don't know what was up with my perverted mind at that age, man. But you know, I had crushes on women from. I had crushes on older women, you know, from a super young age. Done with good times over that, but you know, just living life, man. That's when I love hip hop, man. Just living life. And when I got into it, I was in Norfolk State College. Shout out to NSU, HBCUs, all across the country. Shout out to all of y'all, everybody that graduated from HBCUs and attend them all across the globe. I'm so proud of us. But I remember reading an article. I was always writing. I was always dope into writing. And when I was in high school, or either further back, man, when I was in elementary school, they took us to a junior high school 202, and that was the first time we saw a television studio, and I saw kids running a television studio. Like, I saw kids in front of the camera, behind the camera, directing, doing CG, all of that. It just blew my mind. So I knew I wanted to get into that from an early age, from like 6, 7, 8 years old. I knew I wanted to get into TV. Fast forward, was always dope with writing. Went to, I was able to get hands-on the television studio in high school when I moved from New York to Virginia. Shout out to Channel 6, Mr. Price, Latif, and all of those guys. It was a high school program that we took that taught us TV production. So I loved that. When I got into college, damn, I can't forget the young lady's name. Forgive me, but a great friend of mine, Fiona Huff, she also worked at the newspaper, and they was like, "Yo, man, we need you to write at the newspaper." And then they put me on the game that you could get CDs for free, you could go to concerts for free, you could go to movie screenings for free. I'm a poor college student. I said, yes, let's do it. I started writing college newspaper. Everybody was loving my writing, and you know how it is when you write something dope and people love it, it gets addicting. So I stuck with it. And at the same time, when I was in college too, I read an article. I think it might have been, I don't know what publication it was, but KRS-One, he was saying that when all of the rappers go to do these magazine interviews, that it's no black faces that they talking to. It's like all of, we didn't realize it, but like early on, it was like mostly white people writing about our culture. And I said, man, I gotta rectify that, you know. So I wanted to get into writing and be a representation for all of my heroes that's making the music and really repping right in the media. And I got my first start at Vibe magazine, and shoot, it was on from there, bro.
It was definitely on from there. Vibe magazine, of course, more recently Revolt. You're doing some new things though. Not only are you involved in the media realm, you have a deeper hand in hip hop, and you've been working closely. You work closely with a lot of artists as far as grooming artists and artist development and helping them build their brands. But you've been working closely for some time with a legend in the game, and Busta Rhymes. So what talk to me about your role as the president and everything you have going on over there in that situation.
Man, well, you know, Busta is one of the guys that we all love, man. We love Bus from the first time we seen him with Leaders of the New School, and you know, the guy is an absolutely timeless guy, man. Like he's somebody who's been able to touch generations from the late 80s, even before he came out, when he was bubbling on the club scene in New York, the early 90s, mid 90s, late 90s, all of the 2000s. And even now, his new album, it'll be out this year, is incredible. And, you know, for somebody to be in the game, you know, 30 years, still keeping himself relevant, still, he be putting me up on music, you know, like this dude is, he consumes knowledge at such a rapid pace, and you know he's taught me so much, and it's just been a great partnership with Busta these past several years in the conglomerate. Right after I did the mixtape Rich Forever with Rick Ross, you know, Bus was putting out a project through Google, and he wanted, you know, just to pick my brain and talk to me about it. And you know, his deal with Google, it predated, you know, the Jay-Z deals with Samsung and all of that. Bus and U2 was really the first ones to do deals of that nature. So he's always been on the cutting edge. Shout out to the late great Chris Lighty, who was his manager at the time. And you know, they just pulled me in. You know, Bus pulled me in. We had a great relationship from when I worked at MTV, and he found out I was leaving MTV, and you know, he was starting a conglomerate, and you know, he asked me to be a part of it. And I've been blessed to work with legends, Jay-Z. You know, when Hov was doing his Life and Times website, I had programming on there. Puffy and Revolt. I left Revolt. This actually makes a year since I left, but you know, it was great working with him. Rick Ross, one of my close brothers in the game. Got to do some cool stuff with Khaled, one of my close friends. We got this side project right now that's growing. It's called Lit News. Me, Jim Jones, Jada Kiss. I actually spoke to Kiss yesterday about it.
Okay.
He's excited, and it's just showing us, like, everybody with the Lit News thing. Everybody knows us from music. They know me from covering music. They know Jim and Jada from making music. Nori has been doing some great stuff with Lit News as well. But you know, those guys are showing different sides to themselves. Jim Jones is doing weather reports. Jada Kiss, he's a big sports guy. He's doing sports reporting. Nori did, you know, just his take on what's going on in pop culture. So it's fun, man. And, you know, those guys are my friends for a long time. Like, I started off on the journalistic side doing interviews with them, and, you know, grew into a friendship. Everybody that knows me knows that I got a super affinity for the Lox and Mobb Deep. You know, those are the groups, the two groups that I listen to the most in college, and really going out for the first time in the clubs. And you know, I'm happy that I was able to foster a friendship with those guys. Rest in peace, Prodigy, my guy. And I'm just having fun, bro.
Now, I'd be foremost, of course. You know, we got to talk sports. That's what I really called you for and wanted to talk to you about. But we had to kind of give our audience a glimpse of your background for those who weren't familiar, because a lot of our conversations, man, if you call me or I call you or we text each other or we out somewhere, our conversation, we'll dib and dabble and we'll talk about hip-hop, but that's almost like work sometimes to us. So we'll talk about this sports thing. I know that you're a huge sports fan, everything NYC, Knicks, Giants. But talk to me about these NBA playoffs. Of course, it was heartbreaking to many yesterday to see Kevin Durant go down. Of course, thank God it's only a mild sprain, so he will not play in Game 6 or 7. But if the Warriors advance, it's very possible we'll see him in the Western Conference Finals. No LeBron in these playoffs this year. A lot of new faces, giving an opportunity for a lot of new superstars to become household names and the really bloom in the NBA. What are your thoughts on the NBA playoffs been so far?
Man, you know, it just, I love Damian Lillard, man. I'm a big Dame Lillard fan. I'm sitting next here. I might have to put my brother, his name is Ari, I might have to put my brother on. He's really the biggest sports fanatic in the family. And what's so funny is that me and Ari, you know, we grew up in the same house. We both lifelong WWE fans. But that's, we both love the Giants. And that's where our brotherhood and friendship ends with sports, because I'm a Knicks fan, he's a Lakers fan. You know, I like the Mets, he likes the Yankees. It's crazy. He's a huge Laker fan, so he's actually listening in. I'm sure he got something to say about LeBron, but I like Dame Lillard, man. I want to see Dame and his guys get past Denver. Denver is a great story. We've been watching them for years just grow. You know, nobody really wants to come to them via free agency, so they just been growing talent, doing trades. Of course, they killed us years and years ago when we made that trade for Carmelo, which, you know, in hindsight, maybe we should have waited for Carmelo to be free agent, so he would have been really, really stacked. But, you know, we can't go backwards like that. I think the players definitely do miss LeBron, because it's definitely not as exciting with LeBron. Did Philly pull it out tonight?
It's still live right now. Philly is up, though. They got pretty much 20 points, and it's about 5 minutes or so left in the fourth quarter. So it's looking like it's going to go to Game 7.
I mean, like, Philly, to me, it's like they forget that they got a whole team of all-stars. Like, Jimmy Butler, he can't, you know, he's such a
Jimmy Buckets, guy. Man.
Jimmy Butler, he's like an enforcer. He's like a Charles Oakley, but with a really mean jump shot. You know, Oakley, we loved him for what he did with the Knicks, but he was like an enforcer. But Jimmy Buckets, live up to your name, bro. You know what you could do. He led the Bulls. He led the Timberwolves, and it's like now he's with the 76ers, and sometimes he just be letting the young boys just do their thing. Like, I mean, I get it. You know, it's definitely gonna be Embiid and Simmons' team, but you know, you gotta Jimmy Butler, you gotta step up, man. And I don't know what Harris is doing. I don't know what he's doing, but I definitely think Philly, if Butler could just stay in it and be aggressive, I think they could beat Toronto, but it's gonna be 2-0.
Are you impressed with the likes of Giannis Antetokounmpo and what he's done so far? Do you think the Bucks have a legitimate chance of winning the title anytime soon? And if the Houston Rockets don't get past a Kevin Durant-less Golden State Warrior team, is it an indictment on the legacies of Chris Paul and James Harden?
Wow, I'm such a big Chris Paul fan. Like, I don't know if it's an indictment. I mean, we catching Chris Paul at the latter stages of his career. You know, he's still, to me, sometimes he's playing like he don't want to get injured. You know, like he's definitely not the Chris Paul from last season, last playoff season before he got injured. They still trying to figure it out a little bit. But, I mean, even without Durant, if Curry and Klay Thompson is right, and Draymond is just doing what he's doing, they still tough to beat. Let's not forget they won a championship. They won a championship without Durant, and if Steph Curry is shooting lights out, it's still tough. So I don't think it's gonna be a diamond. I think it's just gonna be like all of them teams who ran against Jordan, back in the days, including my Knicks. It's like Patrick Ewing is still one of the greatest of all time. He's still one of the best centers, but he just ran into that buzzsaw, the Chicago Bulls, and you really can't knock anybody that's losing to Golden State, even without Durant, man. Because Curry and Thompson, the best shooters, the Splash Brothers, they ain't no pushovers, man. Like, now you might see Klay Thompson. Don't forget, this is a guy, when he dropped like 35 points and a half before.
30.
Yeah, like, come on,
in
man.
A quarter. And that was in a quarter. It was in a quarter.
60 and 3/4. Them boys is tough, man. Like, it's not going to be easy. And Golden State might even have more of a chip on their shoulder that Durant is out. And Boogie Cousins. Like, they done lost 2 of their guns in consecutive rounds. So I don't know. As far as Giannis go, this is it, man. Like, playoffs. This is I'm a wrestling fan, so this is the WrestleMania stage, man. Like, you got to jump from the top rope. You got to hit people with steel chairs. Like, you really got to show off. You got to climb to that top of the ladder and do a moonsault. You know, NBA playoff, man. You want to be that MVP, you definitely got to do it. I was really surprised at how lackluster Boston was, man. I really didn't know that. I didn't know that they had that lack of a team chemistry, and you know, it's a lot of speculation that Kyrie is coming to the Knicks. Me and my brother talked about this today. Kyrie coming to the Knicks. I'm cool with that.
So hold on. So let's get to the meat and potatoes. That's what I want to know. The New York Knicks, man. For some years, Knicks fans have been anticipating the glory days to return. It looked like Melo was gonna be able to get it done, but you know, first D'Antoni, then Phil Jackson. So you know, Melo, we let Melo off the hook. Then the Smith Jr.
You know what it was? Not to cut you off. Can you still hear me good?
Yeah.
You know, they played the Melo thing wrong. What they did was they went for the front court when they added Chandler, right? Mm-hmm. But they should have saved the cap space and went for CP3 and free agency or a trade. Because remember, before Chris Paul got traded to the Lakers, which happened to be a botched trade, Carmelo was at his wedding, or he was at Carmelo's wedding, pardon me, and he said, yo, me, you, and Amari, we gonna be the big three. It was written. The Knicks, erroneously, when they made the trade, they got Chandler, you know, after they traded, they had Chauncey Billups or whatever. They could have kept Billups or either did the what's the thing that they call when they waive them? The amnesty. They could have amnestied Chauncey and brought in Chris Paul. It was written. It was right there. That's one of the things that frustrate us as New York sports fans. Like, sometimes it be right there for us and we still fumble, like the New York Giants. Me and my brother.
Hold on. I mean, we gonna talk about the Giants. Do your Knicks need? Do they need Zion? Do the Knicks need Zion? Is that something you're anticipating, hoping that Patrick Ewing in the upcoming NBA draft lottery is going to be able to get the number 1 overall pick for your Knicks, and Zion will be able to come save the day?
Yo, me and my brother, we talked about this today, man. I'm shook. I'm like, yo, we need Zion, man. He thinks Ari, he says that they good with Ja, right? You said Ja? I need Zion. Okay, he said Zion. I mean, if we get that number 1 pick, we gotta go Zion. If we don't get the number 1 pick, I'm open to trading it to try to get Anthony Davis. But I think Zion in New York City would turn the league on fire. I think it would be like LeBron going home to Cleveland when he got drafted, even though Zion's not from New York, but he would just be embraced as the biggest superstar in the NBA. It would be such it would just be so good for the game, period, man. Like, you know, the league is thriving, don't get me wrong, it's doing great, and it's been doing great with New York in the doghouse for all of these years. But imagine, like, if New York gets right, if the Lakers get right, and then you got all of these other teams, how competitive and how exciting it would be. Man, we need Zion. So to answer your question, yes, 1,000,000%, we need Zion. And I'm cool with that. Like, all of this free agent talk and all of that. Of course, what I love Kawhi Leonard, what I love Kevin Durant, what I love Kyrie, yes. But Zion is my number 1 choice for the blessing. That's my number 1 prayer. Please give us Zion.
You're rocking right now. These Urban Times present Sideline Stories on Live Hip Hop Dailies. I'm rocking with my man, Mr. Shaheem Reid. I gotta talk. You mentioned it a moment ago, the New York Giants, man. Your Giants, they surprised a lot of people in the recent 2019 NFL draft by taking Duke University quarterback Daniel Jones with the number 6 overall pick. Now, it's already been a very iffy free agency period for the Giants and David Gettleman as they let OBJ walk, and he was traded to the Cleveland Browns. Now, Sterling Shepard was given a new deal. Of course, last year's draft pick looks to be a success in Saquon Barkley. Eli Manning's days, we may be in the twilight zone of his career. Giants fans are hoping for that in some camps, but the Giants are saying Eli may have 3 more years remaining. What are your thoughts on the draft this year for your Giants and just the overall state of the franchise with the New York Giants?
Well, first of all, a surprise is when you pick your kids up and you tell them that you're going grocery shopping. But surprise, we're going to the movies to see Avengers Endgame. That's a surprise. A surprise is you tell your wife, we going to Chick-fil-A, but no, we going to Ruth Chris. Surprise. That's surprises a lot of times are welcome. This one was a total stab in the back. This guy Ghetto Man, I thought Phil Jackson was bad, man. This guy, I call him Ghetto Man, not Ghetto Man. Ghetto Man, because he is taking us to the ghetto. I didn't understand the pick, man. I thought we could have got Josh Allen. I would have been cool with that. Y'all saw my gram. Whoever followed me on the gram, I was campaigning for Haskins. Like, this is another thing in New York sports where it's right there, where it's gift wrapped for you. It's like, man, you go to the club, you see the hottest chick in there, you vibing with her, she's gonna go home with you, and then you just say something stupid to ruin it, or you just spill your drink on her or something like that and just ruin it. And it's like some of these things are just gift wrapped to us for our franchises to be great and to last. And for him to pick Daniel Jones, I mean, even if he would have picked Daniel Jones, he could have got him so much later. Like, he could have got him in the second round. We could have got 2 strong picks. Even if you didn't want Haskins and Daniel Jones was your guy, you could have got him in the second round, man. Or you could have did a little trade and got him later. But to pick him at 6, I thought it was a disgrace, man. I was upset. I can speak for my brother. Tell him how upset you was. Pissed. Yeah, brother was pissed, man. This is one of the only things we can agree on in sports, and it's heartbreaking because as Giants fans, we're used to a certain caliber of excellence, and it's tough, especially when you see Haskins go to a division rival, especially when you see Philadelphia, just a couple of years removed from winning the championship. Dallas, I love to just talk my junk to these Dallas fans. Some of my great friends are Dallas fans, and I haven't been able to really get my insults off properly because my team been in the doldrums. And then with this draft, everybody looks forward to the draft. Like, that's the future, that's going to show you hope. And I just didn't see any. We get a 6th pick, man. Like, those don't come too often, man. I just didn't see anything exciting or appetizing, and nothing to get excited about. The only thing that I'm thinking about with the Giants is that we're returning to our Phil Simms days, our Bill Parcells early days when it was the ground and pound, where we actually just relying heavily on a running game, which, I think we got the best running back in the league. I think Saquon, if it's not, I know Le'Veon Bell got a lot to prove across town. Well, not even across town, across the stadium,
yeah.
Across the stadium with the Jets. And I know he still want to be the best running back in football, but I think Saquon is going to be the best this year. And maybe it's something where we just do the ground and pound. But then again, if we're going to do that, why not pick a Josh Allen to headline our defense when our defense is shoddy? When we just let our man Landon Collins who's one of the leaders of the team on and off the field, go right to our division rivals, the Redskins. It's like just some baffling moves, man. It's like my brother said, I'm pissed.
I mean, you have every right to be. The games still have to be played for sure, but it doesn't look like a good thing for the Giants right now, man. Before I let you go, it's still. Well, I can't even say it's early. We almost at the halfway point of 2019. And some big projects are expected to still drop so far this year. Is there anything that you're looking forward to dropping, or to the regular audience hearing? Have you had a chance to hear Khaled's upcoming project yet? And then, of course, as you mentioned, I know you heard some of the things that Busta has in the works and whatnot. What are you looking forward to dropping later this year and soon to come?
Well, I definitely have heard all of Busta stuff. You know, I'm one of the executive producers of the project. We got a lot of great young talent coming from the conglomerate. Of course, our cornerstone, our franchise player, his name is the OT Genesis. He's going to be doing a big festival in ATL coming like early June with 50 and Fab and all of these great guys. But OT's album is on the way. It's dynamite, man. Like he's been supplying us with nothing but just bangers. Bay is out right now. Cut It, Push It, Coco, Thick. You know, Beyonce. Y'all watch that new Beyonce Netflix documentary, Homecoming. You know, she was dancing to his song, Everybody Mad. So, you know, the brother makes nothing but anthems, and you know, this year he's gonna tie it all together with an album outside of my squad. I really want to see what Cardi's gonna do with her new album.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to her. She's just great for the game, man. Like, she's just so entertaining. She's a sweetheart, man. I love what she's doing. She makes great music, and I'm rooting for her to continue her success. I really hoping the boy Kendrick Lamar just drops a tsunami on us again. I think he's needed. I heard some of the stuff from J. Cole in Dreamville. It sounds immaculate.
Okay.
And, you know, J. Cole going for the crown too. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully my man Nas will drop another one.
That's dope, man. Brother, I appreciate your time so much. Let my audience know where they can check you out via social media. Also, let them know how they can check out everything you're doing with Lit News, and just let them know what you got coming up so they can stay in tune with what you're doing.
Yeah, no doubt. All of my stuff is my name, man. Shout out to my mom. She gave me a dope name, Shaheem. So everything is at Shaheem Reid. My Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook is all my name at Shaheem Reid. You can look for me with LiveByLive.com. That's one of the new partnerships I have. Me and my brother Ramon Dukes. LiveByLive.com. We're doing a lot of great content, a lot of tremendous interviews on there. I'm down in Rolling Loud in Miami right now. It kicks off this weekend, so you know you're gonna see me and follow my exploits on the gram and social media, and the Lit News too, man. That's something that's really fun. I'm doing movie stuff on there, man. So I'm giving my takes on movies. I gotta give a big shout out to my brother Ari, because he put me onto Game of Thrones, man. I'm so late with Game of Thrones.
Oh, you rocking with that? I've never seen it myself, dog. So I don't know what's going on.
Nah, you gotta watch it, man. All I'm gonna say is, they got this thing on there called the Battle of the Bastards. One of the greatest cinematic fight scenes that not even fight. It was like a war battle scene that I ever saw. Like, way better than Saving Private Ryan. That opening, just better. It's called the Battle of the Bastards. It's just amazing. And I love the show. Game of Thrones is definitely one of the GOATs. So, you know, let's talk about it. Whoever's watching it. I went to see Endgame, Avengers a couple of times. I really enjoyed that.
Amen.
And,
Amen.
you know, I love my TV and film, man.
Yeah, that Avengers thing. I was watching a review on that, John. That Avengers thing was mean. Like, they they closed it out well. And Phase 4 gonna be amazing. Like we gonna get X-Men back. It's gonna be real dope in the Marvel studio world.
X-Men, Fantastic Four. I'm a big DC fan too. I'm hoping them boys step their game up, man. Like they've been doing the Aquaman and Shazam was cool. Aquaman was way better than Shazam, but they gotta hit a home run with a Batman or a Superman movie. They gotta hit a home run with that.
I agree, brother. I agree, man. Once again, thank you for your time, dog. I'm gonna hit you up. Be safe down in Miami. Enjoy yourself.
Bro. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you, player. Be safe out there.
And hire Mark Jackson on the Lakers, man. That's what my brothers say. What you guys say, Ira?
I'm not mad at that. I mean, I would love Mark. Like my Lakers, we struggling right now. I need the hometown team to do something with my Sixers. You know what I mean? But my heart still rock with the Lakers. We need to do something. We dropped the ball with Ty Lue. Mark Jackson, tell your brother he on it with that one. That's a great pick right there. He would definitely had LeBron's respect. He had respect in the locker room. So we might need to call Jeannie up, man, and set that up and whatnot. Put a bug in her ear.
And tell him real quick who need to take Magic's place. Kobe. Kobe as a savior, coming in and save the day right now.
See, Kobe is a great businessman. I'm not mad at that. I don't know what all the stuff he's doing with his kid. I think his daughter, the basketball league, would take him away from that. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I would agree with that. Like Kobe coming in and saving the day. You know what I mean?
You bring Kobe in, Kyrie is an automatic. They love each other. They got mad respect. And all those young players look up to Kobe, man. That's our Michael Jordan. So I think that's a good move right there.
I agree with you 1,000%. That's damn sure our Michael Jordan. I couldn't have said it better myself. Like,
all right, my brother. Much love to you.
Much love, man.
All right, peace.
We still got a lot more show to do right here. These Urban Times present Sideline Story live every Thursday on Live Hip Hop Daily. Don't worry. The gang is in the studio. They're going to join me in 1 second. We got a lot to talk about. Kevin Durant, Giannis, what's going on in that world. Of course, NFL rookies have signed that deal. They'll talk about that a little bit. What do the Lakers do? The Lakers got a lot of issues that they need to correct immediately. So we'll address those things. Make sure you're rocking. Stay tuned. Live Hip Hop Daily, These Urban Times present Sideline Stories.